Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome on the Culture News. My name is David Serero, and I have the pleasure today on iHeartRadio to welcome a wonderful, wonderful artist. He's an actor and comedian. His name is Vladimir Caamano. Vladimir Caamano. Vladimir, how are you today?
I'm doing good, my man. Thanks for having me on your program.
It's an honor having you today. So you're one of the top 10 comics to watch. You're the star of the CBS hit Tommy. You were on all the best, I would say shows like Jimmy Kimmel, etc., etc. And you are regarded as really one of the top best actor, comedian. And let me tell you, it's such an honor to have you, and always a pleasure to watch you on TV or on the stage. So the first question I would like to ask you, can you tell us where you're from and what brought you to entertainment?
I'm from the Bronx, New York. My family is from the Dominican Republic. And what brought me into entertainment was my love for comedians. Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Rodney Dangerfield. My family loves comedy. So, watching them laugh made me want to make other people laugh.
And I must say, you succeeded very well in that mission, because people all over the world, they really love you. And you made that perfect transition, actually, from acting to, I would say, to stand-up, from stand-up to acting. What did you start first, to do comedy or to do the acting part?
Comedy. Comedy was first, and then I went into writing, and then I went into acting. Yeah, so it was comedy, writing, then acting.
Well, and that's really, really beautiful. So, in comedy, who do you say? You mentioned you're a lot of a wonderful comedian. Who would you say had the most impact on you?
That's a hard question, man. It's a hard question. I'd have to say, Richard Pryor, Red Fox. I grew up watching a lot of Sanford and Son. So I would say Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Eddie Murphy, those guys in particular, growing up with the three that I would watch all the time, yeah. And then later on, obviously, you have Chris Rock, Chappelle, Ellen, Whoopi Goldberg, and now, these days, Melissa McCarthy. So, yeah.
Wow, you really love the best.
Thank you, my man, thank you.
And you, would you say that there is, I would say, really a signature of, these beautiful immigrants from Dominican Republic? I mean, immigrant myself, coming to America and having this, I would say, they brought their own culture, and this belongs to the general American culture. But would you say there is, you guys have your own signature, like, George Lopez brought his own signature. Would you say that there is a own comic side within your, I would say, your origin?
I think it's also important to recognize that I come out of the Bronx, New York. So I'm Dominican. My family's Dominican, and I was raised in the Bronx. So I kind of have this blend of Dominican culture, and then I'm also very New York. And New York, as you know, is a cultural mecca. So I grew up around everybody. My high school was African American. There were Asians. There were Latinos. There were European folk. So I was able to, to your point, although I'm rooted, in a Dominican, history, it's been seasoned with a variety of voices and narratives and color. So I think that's what gives me, my particular signature.
Yeah, absolutely. That's of course what I meant with with your wonderful the Bronx. I mean, I cannot imagine at home how funny this must be. I'm sure. You can write a sitcom just based on your own life.
Yeah, absolutely.
That must have been definitely a lot of fun. And we say hello, of course, to your parents and to your family. So After when you so now let's get to Tommy. How all of that happened?
So I had moved to Los Angeles in 2016, and in that time I was doing stand-up, writing, and going on auditions. So for about 2 or so years, I booked a few roles, Marvel's Runaways, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, NBC Superstore, and in doing so, you come across the radar of different people. So for Tommy, the role came up to co-star with Edie Falco, and my agent, sent me the materials, and I just fell in love with it because I'm a huge Edie Falco fan, and I'm a huge fan of the creator of the show. And I went into audition, and thankfully, luckily, I was the right fit for the job, and it's an experience that I'm always going to cherish. So yeah, I was in LA for 3 years, and then I finally booked my first series regular role.
Well, congratulations, really, and let me tell you, you're bringing so much to that TV show. It wouldn't be the same, definitely, without you, because you are absolutely wonderful in it, and you're representing so much and bringing. And I always say that stand-up comedians are the best actors because no better than comedians. They know how to, let's say, sell a line, like any line. That's their job. A word, anything. They know how to sell it to you. Because if you change, let's say, the accent, you change the accent on the stress on one word, it changes the whole comedy. So they know really how to work so well on lines, and they're not afraid to take risks. Do you think that the fact to be a comedian made you, in a way, a better actor?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, because you're always on your feet as a stand-up comedian, and I think it helps in acting because when you're acting, you have a crew, you have a timeline, you have a schedule, you have a budget, and they have to get the shots immediately, And stand-up comedy is an amazing training ground that once you're on stage, once you're on the mic, once there's people watching you, once there's paying customers watching you, like, you got to go. You have to figure out a way to be in this moment. And stand-up is an amazing training ground because when they say action, if you've been doing stand-up long enough, you know that, okay, so I got to give this guy some action.
Exactly.
And I got to do it now, and I got to do it, cool, and I got to, which actors do as well. But I think stand-up, it also enhances that aspect.
Absolutely, and you are delivering, definitely. I want to say that you're on Instagram at Laughing Vlad.
Yes, sir.
Vlad. You are absolutely wonderful with all the great things that you are doing, and your website also is laughingvlad.com. Vlad,
yes, sir.
VLAD, of course, for Vladimir Caamano. Caamano is spelled Caamano. Caamano. I love the name.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And I love how you call yourself. Comedian, son, brother. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. You're absolutely wonderful. A lot of great things will come to you, and this is only the beginning. Check out this adorable person and very talented artist, Vladimir Caamano, wonderful actor, wonderful comedian that you can catch on Tommy. We say hello to our friends at CBS. And, of course, he's one of Variety's top 10 comics to watch. Wow. I bet you open a Tequila Patron or a bottle of champagne the day you receive that news, right?
Yeah, man, of course. Yes, man. Yes, man.
I mean, man, honestly, that's like, wow, congratulations, really. And you totally deserve, I must say, totally deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, so before we say goodbye to each other, what are your next projects?
It's hard to say because of the pandemic, but what I do have is there's a comedy competition on TBS. TBS is, as you know, it's a cable channel, and it's called Tournament of Laughs. and it's me along with 32 other comedians, and we're competing to raise money for some good causes. So it's Sunday nights on CBS starting this Sunday, June 21st, and I'm on it along with 32 other comedians, and we're competing. So I appreciate listeners to watch and vote for me in this competition.
Well, we would definitely vote for you. At least you have many votes from me, for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Serero. I had the pleasure today on iHeartRadio to have this very, very talented artist, Vladimir Caamano. Vladimir Caamano, Caamano, Vladimir Caamano. You can check him out on his website or on Instagram. He's absolutely wonderful. We say hello to our friends at Brand's Way Creative, Sierra and Jordana, I'm sorry. A lot of music to come today on iHeartRadio. Stay tuned for more music.